I'm just trying to get my daughter out of jail. That's all I give a damn about. Matt Damon, Stillwater, is it good? Is it bad? Should you go? Should you not? Go find out today. Yo, what's going on, Movie Nation? It's Just Jess here. Hope you're having a good day. And today, yes, Matt Damon, Stillwater. I am located in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Today, we're going to go at AMC now, so at 1 o'clock, not in IMAX, not in Dolby, just regular today. Even if you don't know who I am, hello, hi, my name is Jess. My YouTube channel, it's Just Jess. Here we do movie reviews, giving you the biggest and best reviews of the movies that are releasing at the time. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, and stick around towards the end because we are going to review it, guys. Matt Damon, Stillwater. Guys, we made it to the theater. I'm just trying to get my daughter out of jail. That's all I give a damn about. Guys, Matt Damon, Stillwater, does he really command the screen? Movie Nation, let's talk about it. So we got Matt Damon plays as Bill Parker, Abigail Branson as Allison Baker, Camille Cotton as Virginia, and Lily Saville as Maya. Matt Damon has had to put on weight for this role, and he also talks in a bit of a Texan accent, which I really love. He has to go to Marseille. Matt Damon, usually I see him in Bourne Identity movies or action movies, and seeing him in this role, he has more weight, he has a different accent. I really thought he portrayed the character well. So Abigail Branson, you've probably seen her. She used to play in Zombieland 1 and 2, so I knew her seeing her. I was like, yeah, she looks definitely familiar. Stillwater, what is it about? Matt Damon plays as Bill Parker, which lives in Texas in construction and electricity and plumbing, and he's cleaning up after the crew over the Texas hurricane that happened in that movie. Hardworking man, like every day he goes to Sonic at the movie to get some burgers. He lives his normal life day to day. The movie doesn't really pick up until he goes to Marseille. He goes to Marseille to visit his daughter, Allison Baker, which she's in that Marseille prison because of a crime she committed that ultimately she thinks, or Matt Damon thinks, which is Bill Parker, that's not her fault, so he has rights to visit her, and he does so a lot of times. And it is this point in the movie where I'm just like, okay, so this is about a father who's trying to see his daughter. But then after that, it really isn't cut and dry. What do I mean by that? Speaking of Matt Damon's character, I really love the portray he did of Bill Parker, an everyday hardworking American going into a different country, just trying to visit his daughter. And the way he navigates that is really amusing because he's very polite. He's like, no ma'am, no sir, no ma'am. Like, he's very polite in his manners and his actions with the character at hand in the screen to show us and portrays his character in full force, because I really love what he did with the script that he was given. I really felt like Bill Parker's emotions because all he wants to go see his daughter. The movie doesn't start ramping up until his daughter gives him a letter to give to her like old lawyer, which she denies because she's like, he says, she said she's been in jail for years. After that, after she says no, that's when Bill Parker, Matt Damon's character, really starts coming into full force. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So he starts doing and saying, trying to find information, trying to ask for people help. And now Virginia and Maya doesn't come up with the story because until this point, because at the hotel in Marseille that he's at, basically he helps Maya out, which is the little daughter. She gets into her room because they're next door neighbors in a hotel. And then Virginia starts talking to him, and ever since then, that dynamic of that relationship is amusing because he has a letter that from his daughter written in Marseille in French that he cannot like translate, so he needs somebody else. However, the lawyer doesn't tell him. So anyway, Virginia, which is his next door neighbor at the hotel, tells him what the letter says, and it doesn't end well because Matt Damon's like, damn, like why did she do this? Whatever. He tries to do anything and everything to try to get out of jail. This story is awesome because it shows a broken, everyday, normal, hardworking man in a new country trying to tackle tribulations and trials that faces towards finding his daughter, because remember, he's not in Texas anymore. He's in Marseille. So he's using everything of his wit and tenacity to try to find his daughter. It's a broken man trying to do anything and everything to get his daughter back. And when I mean anything and everything, I do mean it, because there's some story plots and some things that he does that I'm normally like, wow, I can't believe the movie is going there. He goes to great length trying to find information on his daughter and how he can get her out. But then he still starts with Maya and Virginia. First, he starts by helping them out. They try to help each other out with a little miscellaneous tests. But then as the movie progresses, he actually has to depend on her and she has to depend on him. And then that's when the story dynamic of that trio faces, because even though his daughter is in jail, Virginia and Maya really complement the story because it's not just some family that he like is helping. They actually help him and he actually helps them. He actually ends up moving in with them. And at this point in the story, it's really on the center of the dynamic of these three trio, because Maya and Matt Damon's character, Bill Parker, really have a connection because she's small. So to me, I feel like Matt Damon's character really emphasized with the daughter. He's like, let me try to do right by her. This is like his second chance at his second family, because yes, there's a little bit of romance involved and I'm not going to spoil it too much. But what I really thought is just that it felt like he had a second chance because he picks her up from school. He ends up living with them rent-free. He helps them with their chores. They help him translate, trying to navigate this new world of Marseille, trying to ask the locals or ask whatever he can do to get his daughter out. And when things don't go astray, he actually does things inferior to what that family believes. But we have so much time with them and that dynamic within the trio of the cast that it makes me believe like there is some faith or some hope that if he doesn't go back the wrong path, he ends up, maybe he'd be with, you know, Virginia or Maya. And to me, I was like, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now, I just want to say this isn't action oriented. This is a family, dynamic, slow burning pace film. So if you're not into that, then you probably won't like this movie. If you like Let Him Go or 4 Good Days or any of those like dramatic films that's slow burning, you'll like this movie because this this movie really is probably in your aisle. There's also a twisted, diverse third act that kept my heart pounding in the theater because I was like, no way, are they really gonna go to this? And I'm like, what is gonna happen? It gave me tremendous anxiety because I did not expect the ending to go the way that it did. I am not saying anything spoilers. I am not saying he gets his daughter out, but I'm just saying Matt Damon's character, Bill Parker, does some unquestionable, unreasonable, unworthy things that you and me probably won't like want to do. But we gotta imagine in this state, Bill Parker, after the course of the movie, yes, he has his second family that he's part of someone to love, and especially Maya looks up to him. Like, they have amazing dynamic. But remember in the beginning when I said he's like, I'm just trying to get my daughter out of jail, that's all I give a damn about. And like, you really see that because his fearness or his loyalty to his daughter to try to get her out makes him do some questionable decisions where I'm like, wow, the story went this far and it subverted my expectations. Only the bad thing about this movie, it's a really slow start, and I wish they had more scenes with like feds or the lawyers, because I thought that was pretty intriguing. But most of the dynamic, it's centered on him, the second family, and time with his daughter, because he does get visiting rights. Okay, so there's one scene when Allison Baker, the girl that's in jail, gets to release from prison for 1 day. So she spends up a normal day, normal human being with Matt Damon's character. She gets to be with him, they do a little miscellaneous tasks. She even gets to meet their family, Virginia and Maya, which to me, I thought that was an amusing dynamic because it's this moment in time where we get to hear more dialogue, dramatic action that happened before. So we didn't know about this previously, but Matt Damon's character is in there, find some Ian. Some guy killed Allison's Baker love interest. And Allison Baker, mild spoilers, she was in love with another girl, so she was obviously a lesbian. But that was so cool because it's like, oh wow, like she's not in love with another guy. Like, that's really cool how they brought LGBTQI community into this movie. Basically, she died and they blame it on her, so that's why she's in jail. But the daughter knows. She's like, no, Judge misread it because some Ian kid was there, some guy at a party, killed the girl, but then he went missing. And this place is filled with like, this is not like a city. This is like, Marseille is a very different place in Texas. Like, it's hard to find someone. And especially Matt Damon, who's a foreigner, he's not even resident in the place. And it's really at this point in the movie where we get to see especially more details of what happened with these characters, and especially like why it happened, because at the end of the movie, it's crazy because they kind of reveal it to you if you really can guess it right. But it's about a man trying to do everything in his power to get his daughter back, and he does some questionable things after that scene because now we know more information of what happened, and it's crazy to see him go down this dark path because he really does go down a dark path, even though the trailers do not show that. And that's basically the movie, because other than that, we can talk about spoilers, and I really don't want to, but I just feel like the dynamic between Matt Damon's character, his physical character, his emotional character, with this second chance at his family that it feels like he could have with a girl with his daughter in jail. And it's like, to me, it's like he had an ultimatum. He could either choose to be with this new family and just visit his daughter, but it also felt like he can give this family up, just focus on his daughter. And whatever he ends up choosing, I guess you're gonna have to go see the movie. Alright guys, that's gonna be everything for me today. Hope you have a great day, and let me know if you ever need anything. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Hit that notification bell, guys, so you never miss a video, and we'll see you next week. Take care.